Welcome, dear viewers, to another captivating episode of Armchair Theater. Tonight, we dive into a tale of mystery, suspense and heart-pounding tension. In Season 3, Episode 49, titled You'll Never See Me Again, the story unravels around a young woman who disappears without a trace after a fierce quarrel with her husband. As the minutes turn into hours, her desperate husband embarks on a relentless quest to find her, uncovering shocking secrets and facing unexpected twists at every corner. Will he uncover the truth and find his wife before it's too late? Or will she truly never be seen again? Brace yourselves for an emotional rollercoaster with masterful storytelling and unforgettable performances that will keep you on the edge of your seat.
Thoughts on these Rexford plans?
Cantilever suspension. I worked it out last night.
Yes. Might be practical. Let me think about it. I'd appreciate a phone call in the morning when you're delayed, Jim.
I wasn't feeling well.
I hope your wife wasn't feeling ill, too. It isn't necessary to phone personally, you know.
I'm sorry, sir. It won't happen again. Work was done. Why shouldn't he be?
He must have liked it then. Would you like some biscuits? I could go across the road.
No, thanks, Myra. Here are the specifications.
What's eating you, Jim?
Nothing.
Come off it. You and Molly have a row or something?
Yes.
Brides be but tender little creatures. Cheer up. Look, in the game tonight, I'll trump an ace. Then Anne and I'll stage a dogfight that'll make you look like Gandhi.
Molly won't be there. She left.
That bad? Where'd she go to?
Her mother's in Danby.
Danby. Where's that?
It's somewhere in Warwickshire, a little village.
You got a phone her?
She knows where I am.
How's she going to get there? Buses don't run all night, you know. She may have been left with a 5-mile walk in the middle of the night.
Well, you tell Anne to call her when you get home. See if she got there all right.
You know, boy, she's your wife.
Do you know, I never met her folks.
I know, you told me. Don't you think it's about time you did?
Mr. Mason! Mr. Mason! The cleaners left this with me. They rang your bell for the longest time.
Thank you, Mrs. Winston. I hope I didn't inconvenience you.
I haven't seen Mrs. Mason all day. Is she ill?
No, she was called away rather suddenly last night.
Oh, nothing serious, I hope.
No, just a personal matter.
Oh, I see.
Operator, this is St. Albans 59333. I'd like Danby 73.
Hold the line, please. Go ahead, caller, you're through.
Hello? Mrs. Alden? This is Jim. Jim Mason, Molly's husband.
Oh, yes, Jim.
How nice to hear from you.
Who is he?
Oh, just a minute, Jim. Molly's husband. I'm sorry, Jim. How is Molly?
Wasn't she there?
Here?
But why should she be? Oh, is she meant to be coming here?
Well, that's what she said.
Oh, well, what bus did she take? We'll meet her.
Well, she left last night. Now, look, Mrs. Alden, if she's saying to say she's not there, that's all right. I don't have to talk to her, just so I know.
But she isn't here. Look, I had a long letter from her yesterday, and I wrote back. There was no mention of a visit.
But that's not like Molly at all.
To go off without a word. Unless you quarreled about something. Did you?
Yes. Look, I know I've never met you, but...
That hasn't been our fault.
Well, she said her stepfather was...
No, I won't hear anything about that.
Joe Alden's been a good father to her. Better than her own father would ever have been had he been alive. Molly used to be home every weekend until she met you. She never quarreled with him.
Well, if she calls, you tell her to call me.
But she must be there in St. Albans.
I'll check on it.
Look, I want her to call us as soon as you found her. If we haven't heard from her by tomorrow, we'll notify the police. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Were you on duty last night?
Oh, 4 to midnight, that's my shift.
Well, do you remember a girl, blonde, wearing a gray suit, that probably booked for Danby, Warwickshire?
Since you ain't going no place, would you let them as is buy a ticket? One return to Aylesbury, please.
Madam. Thank you. Danby. Don't often get bookings there. It's just a village, you know.
Well, she may have gone someplace else. Do you remember the girl?
Well, people queue up. I barely noticed them. Try the driver on station 27.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Which of you is driver 27?
I am.
Might I speak with you for a moment?
Excuse me. You're all right.
Did, you make a Warwick run last night?
That's right, Governor. Make it regular.
Well, do you remember a pretty blonde girl going any place near Danby?
Not in my case, Governor.
Slim, wearing a gray suit. Anybody like that?
Only passenger I took in here last night was a man.
Hey, Roy,
Oh, what is it?
you're wanted.
Why, I'm coming. Excuse me.
Mr. Mason, no question of constant nervous strain, lack of sleep, or money troubles, for instance.
I make a good salary.
No question of personal adjustments between you.
No. No, nothing like that.
Well, not uncommon among newlyweds.
All as Mr. Mason stated, sir.
Mm-hmm. And you seem to have done our work very nicely for us, Mr. Mason. Thank you.
Well, I love my wife. I was worried sick about her.
Of course. Is that why you let 24 hours elapse before coming to see us?
You don't go running to the police after a trivial argument.
Trivial? When your wife's last words to you were, "You'll never see me again."
Well, people say things they don't mean in the heat of a moment.
They also do things they don't mean in the heat of the moment.
Why don't you say what's on your mind?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just wondering if in the heat of the moment you might have struck her.
I did not.
You'll never see me again. No inference there that she might do herself, huh?
I don't know.
Yet you spent a normal day at work, then you telephoned her mother, and then you went on and made your own inquiries. You're being quite frank with us, Mr. Mason.
I've told you everything.
That a bride of 3 months walked out on you after a minor quarrel about dinner. Oh, surely there must have been more to it than that.
Certainly nothing that concerns you. I still say she went to her mother's in Danby. She's just hiding there to get even with me.
You know, Mr. Mason, when you walked in here, I was just about to pay a call on you. Her mother's very worried about her. She went to the local police at Danby, and they got on to us to make inquiries. That possibility wouldn't have anything to do with your coming in here.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, they're very concerned about you.
They always have been.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. I guess they had other plans.
You've no idea where else she might be.
She had friends in Shrewsbury. Her mother moved from there to Danby about a month ago.
We'll go on making inquiries. Don't worry, Mr. Mason. We'll find her.
Thank you.
A bit erratic at times, temperamental, but talented and imaginative.
Erratic? Work or personality?
His work is top caliber. Never an inch out of line. He has an instinct for perfection.
When he was late yesterday, you said you asked after his wife. He didn't mention that she'd left him.
No, he didn't. The man's all right, Inspector. I've known him for 4 years.
You wouldn't know if he got into any trouble in the States, would you? I mean, an American architect over here, rather unusual, isn't it?
We concentrate on small industrial plants. I wanted to combine American know-how with our own. I sent for him.
You knew him before then?
No. Our other man, Bob Roberts. They worked together during the Korean War. Combined engineering forces.
Would you mind if we had Roberts in?
Certainly. Miss Calder?
Oh, Miss Calder, it'd be so nice if you came back with him.
Yes, sir.
Pretty girl.
They want to see you, Bob.
Just one of those routine things, Jim. I'll make the old boy see it.
You paint a very biased portrait of your co-worker, Mr. Roberts.
We've been friends for several years.
Mason wouldn't be capable of violence, would he?
Aren't most people? With provocation?
Yeah, Mr. Roberts, when I ask a question and somebody answers it with another question, I can't help regarding the answer as evasive. Would you say Mason had seemed happy in his marriage?
They're very much in love.
No, seemingly casual involvements with another woman?
No.
Miss Calder, I have a statement here from a Mrs. Winston. She's a neighbor of Mason's. She claims to have seen someone of your description in a pub with Mason on several occasions, and also in his car.
He drives me home from work. Sometimes we stop for a drink. Mrs. Mason knew about it.
Pity Mrs. Mason isn't here to be able to confirm that. You seem to run a number of errands for Mason. Personal things in your own time.
We're friends. We work together.
Of course. And naturally, you would be equally solicitous for Mr. Roberts. I think that's all. Thank you both so much.
Well,
The usual questions.
what kind of questions?
About you and Myra, Jim. He knows quite a bit.
Quite a bit about what? Innocent things. When they come up like this.
Oh, Mr. Mason, I thought I'd just let you know. We've had a report from Shrewsbury. Your wife hasn't been there either. I'll report progress.
In time, gents. Another minute, I'd have been closed.
Always closed so early?
9 o'clock. This isn't a London road, you know. How many?
Fill it up.
Right.
You live back here?
Behind the store.
Anyone wake you up night before last asking for directions?
To the Alden place? No.
Well, what made you say the Alden place?
There was a police constable over from Newbold last night, asking the same thing. Looking for a girl, they were. Are you the husband?
That's right.
That'll be £1.76, Yank.
You tell me where the house is?
Top of the lane, first turn to the left. You'll see his motor scooter outside. It's an old place. They're rebuilding it.
It's me, Mrs. Alden. Jim, Molly's husband.
Is she there with you?
No. No, she's not.
I'll come down. Joe?
I'm coming.
Did you hear from her?
Well, I was hoping you had. These are Molly's folks, Bob. Bob drove up with me.
You better come in.
I never thought we'd meet like this.
No, neither did we.
What did you come for, Jim?
Well, she was coming here. She said she was.
Well, she didn't.
I just thought you might know where she is.
If we knew, we wouldn't have called in the police.
I told you that, Jim. She left the house. That's the last I saw of her.
Wonder is she stayed as long as she did.
What do you mean?
Her letters weren't very happy, Jim. She felt she'd made a mistake.
Too bad you didn't keep them. The police might lock them down.
But the other night was the first quarrel we ever had. She couldn't have written you about that.
It wasn't the first.
I think we'd better be driving back, Jim.
I don't understand. Look, she had friends in Shrewsbury before she left home to go to work.
We've telephoned most of them. The police have seen the others.
I'd like to see them myself.
Joe, get him the little book, the one she used to keep, the one the police copied.
Your sister still lives in Shrewsbury, doesn't she?
May? Yes, but she's in Ireland on holiday.
Oh, Molly would hardly go to her. They didn't get on.
Well, she went someplace. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
There was something wrong in there, wasn't there?
I didn't notice anything.
I mean, that room. There was something odd about it.
I wasn't exactly paying attention to the architecture.
Certainly paid attention to what was said in there. Which way to Shrewsbury?
Tonight? Heavens, it'll be 11 o'clock before we got there.
I don't care when I get there.
And look, Jim, why don't you leave this to the police?
I want to go myself.
Why?
I want to find my wife, Bob.
Good night.
Good
That's up. I'll take it.
All right, all right. Hello, Inspector Stillman here. Who's that speaking?
Get this call traced quick, Mitchell.
Yes. You'll have to speak a little louder. I can't quite hear you.
Hello, operator. Police here. There's a call on our 2905 line. Trace it immediately, please.
Yes. Who are you? How do you know this? A neighbor of whose? Well, I'm sure you appreciate we can't just take anonymous... Hello? 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 Couldn't keep her any longer.
Thank you, operator. Public phone at the corner of Market and the High Street.
Ah, it would be.
What was it?
Woman with information about the Mason girl.
Did she say where she is?
Oh, nothing like that. Just that she's been murdered.
Winston, what are you doing here?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Mason. I took the liberty of inviting them.
I made no phone call, no matter what he says.
I didn't say you did, Mrs. Winston. I just said there'd been one.
She'd be the likely one. I was in bed where I belong this hour of the morning.
What was this phone call about?
Let's confine the questions to your activities. Would you mind, Mr. Mason?
I went to Danby in Shrewsbury. Bob Richards was with me.
Oh, Mr. Mason, we checked on both places. What were you trying to find out? Something that we'd missed or how much we'd discovered? Among the errands that Miss Calder performed for you, did she ever approach an insurance company on your behalf?
Is that why she's here? Because she took out some brochures for me?
You insured your wife's life for £10,000.
Yes, we both took out insurance. Most married couples do, you know.
But you were rejected.
I have an old war injury. They were afraid it might kick up again.
You ever been rejected before in the States?
Yes. I thought by now I'd be a better risk.
The ladies can go now, Sergeant Mitchell. Thank you so much, Mrs. Winston, for letting us use your driveway.
It's all right.
Miss Calder, the man who drove you here will drive you back. He'll enjoy that. Unless, of course, you've anything to say.
I'll see you at the office, Jim.
Good night, Myra. How did you get in here?
I'm terribly afraid it was necessary to force the lock. Now, I've got a search warrant, if you'd like to see it.
Search? For what?
You said that when she left here, your wife was wearing a gray suit?
Yes.
And carrying a suitcase, black with tan binding?
Yes.
This one, Mr. Mason?
Where did you find this?
Under the coal pile in the cellar of this house.
Under the...
You did say that when she left, your wife took her bag and the keys with her, didn't you?
Yes.
You said that night you gave her a housekeeping allowance. How much?
25 pounds.
You're only 23, huh? Why would she leave that much?
She didn't leave it. She took it with her. The suitcase, the money, her keys. She took them with her.
I wonder how they got back here.
I don't know. I don't know. She left, I tell you.
In the gray suit? What's that? I'd say dried blood, wouldn't you? Do forget it, Mason. We've been under there already. She's not anywhere in this house, and you know it. Why not tell us where she really is?
She went to Danby. She went to her mother's in Danby. £2 missing, you said. That would cover a fare there.
All right. Bring him along.
There was something wrong with the light.
This light? No, in Danby. All right, tell us about it at the station. We'll take a proper statement from you there.
Mean I'm under arrest?
Let's say you're being detained until such time as we find your wife. Or her body.
Let's do it quietly, sir.
Oh, dear. Is our car back yet?
No, sir.
Police Central, B Division.
Oh, it's Stillman here. I want at all stations and car call. Suspect Jim Mason, dark, age about 29, 5'11", driving an open MG.
That's the car. Car 5 to car 9. Mason proceeding down on the B41. Proceed immediately.
Message received and understood.
Suspect has turned off B482 onto B385, heading for Picket End. Units 14 and 23 converge on checkpoint D109 and establish roadblock.
First Sergeant.
After a dawn search of the area, the man was still at large, but fresh police teams with dogs have now taken over. Police have been alerted throughout the...
Goodbye.
Car's ready for London, sir.
All right. These two must go to the laboratory. I shouldn't think there's very much hope, but they're all we've got at the moment. Until we find her body.
Hold it! We've lost him. He must have cut into the stream. We'll have to split into four. Cover both banks on either side till we find out where he left it. Right. Here! Been a change of plans.
Sergeant Mitchell? Yes, just a moment. London, sir, the report.
Inspector Stoneman here. What? You're quite certain there's no mistake? No, never mind. Thank you very much. Well, that makes everything very easy. Stains on the Mason girl's jacket.
Not blood, sir?
Well, that's blood, all right. Chicken blood. You checked the refrigerator when you were there, didn't you?
Yes, sir. No meat of any kind.
Maybe we'll make this a personal call.
Mate, hurry up.
I have a heavy suitcase outside. Could you give me a hand?
Oh, where is it?
Oh, you remember me?
Oh, it's you. Easy, Governor, easy. I was going to the police, I swear I was, as soon as I'd finished my run.
You brought her here, didn't you?
Yeah.
Was anyone waiting here?
No.
Did anyone get off with her?
No. She was alone.
Was she your only passenger that night?
Oh, no, Governor, no. There's a bloke in there now, asleep. He rides the bus every night.
Why did you lie to me then?
To save me job, Governor. Look, she got in without a ticket, just as I was pulling out. She gave me the money, but I put it in my pocket. I didn't hand it over to the company. If I'd have been found out, I'd have got the sack for not turning it in.
Now, what are you doing? Where are the Oldens?
They're gone. And the reason's there. I told you there was something wrong with the lights. You look where the center of the room is. He built a new wall in front of the old one. Part of it is hollow. That's the reason for the bricks out there.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Evans, did you notice a chicken house on the property when you were here last?
I'd no cause to look, sir.
Well, look now.
Very good, sir.
All right, just get in there. Break it down while I check the rest of the house.
Good, make it strong. Almost ready, sir.
Will that do it?
Yes, I think so. Ready, sir.
All right.
Right. Get on, boys.
Is that your wife?
No.
Do you know who it is?
No. No, I don't.
Burke, get your car in now.
Yes, sir.
Evans, get the cars out of the way so the Oldens won't see them when they come back.
Right, sir.
Mason, do you know if the Oldens run a car?
A motor scooter. But it's not there now.
If they'd been on the run, they'd have left much earlier. Besides, there's jewelry and clothing upstairs they'd have taken with them.
I shouldn't think they'll come back, sir.
The mortar in these bricks took more than 2 days to dry. You could hardly build another wall in here with an investigation in progress.
What do you mean, sir?
We still haven't found your wife.
Well, she must be with them.
Mitchell, put out a radio call for the Oldens.
Yes, sir.
We'll all wait in the car meantime. Any report on the Oldens yet? That motor scooter?
No, sir. Can't be on the highway or one of our cars would have spotted it.
Oh, they must be somewhere. Keep checking.
Right, sir. Police Central to Car 9.
Car 9, hearing you.
Report from Newbold, sir. Alden's motor scooter has been located, sir. Behind an automobile rental agency.
Did he hire a car?
Yes, sir. The officer got the agent at his home. A man answering Alden's description rented a station wagon last evening and headed south.
I'll get details to all units at once. Over and out. Station wagon. South. St. Albans. Get to Mason's place at once. Pull into the cab. That'll be it. Take her, Mitchell.
Where's Molly?
We'll look after him. You're under arrest, Alden.
It was him that did it. I just dug her out.
All right down here, sir?
Yes, Sergeant Mitchell. Take him away.
Come on.
Sergeant Mitchell, an ambulance as quick as you can.
Yes, sir.
Seen the doctor yet?
Her mother. Her own mother.
No, it wasn't her mother, Jim. It was Alden's sister, May, impersonating her. It was your mother-in-law we dug out of the wall.
But they killed her. Why?
The usual reason, money. She had about £12,000 and Alden was handling her affairs. It's a neat little plan until your wife happened along unexpectedly. Enterprising couple, Alden and his sister.
Mr. Mason? It was an excessive dose of chloroform combined with near asphyxiation. We got her just in time. Would you like to see her?